Ho! Holy crap, crypto's biggest news ever. The Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, it's here, man. It's here. And some people are very excited about it. Some people are disappointed that Donald Trump did not get in there and alpha mod Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell, you hook up that money printer right now. You print $1 trillion of Bitcoin. We're going to break down the story for you guys. Lots to talk about. There's, of course, a problem that the equity markets are still looking... Things to discuss here, guys. Look at some altcoin charts, answering your questions second half of the stream. Let's get straight into it. So, it's real. President Trump has signed an executive order officially creating a Bitcoin strategic reserve for the USA, keeping the Bitcoin that the USA currently has, committing to not selling it. It's bullish. Guys, the most powerful country in the world just came out and said they are creating an official state Bitcoin strategic reserve where they plan to hold all the Bitcoin that they currently have and never sell it. And you'd think, okay, great. This Bitcoin's probably like $1 bajillion right now. No, we sold off, went down from, got rejected again. The 20-day EMA. Might I just add, by the way, I keep saying this is a critical line to watch. And we were saying here yesterday, like, if there's ever going to be a rejection point, it's going to be right here. Well, there you go. Anyway, so we dropped from around let's say $92,000 down to about $85,000, $7,000 candle. Okay, fine. JKH, yes. Nothing burger with cheese. Amen to that, man. It's funny. Had this happened in December, the market would have been like, ugh! Now it's just kind of, oh, whatever. I guess fine. We were kind of expecting that, so really no big deal. Hi from New Zealand. What up? What up, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Okay. So we had to break this down a little more. Big things going on here, okay? BitPain says, I literally have not seen a single person who read the executive order correctly. This is more than I was hoping for. Bitcoin recognized as a valuable strategic asset by the world's largest economy in the world. Yes. I mean, come on, guys. China's already talking about it. We covered that the other day. Chances are that China comes out with their own strategic Bitcoin reserve, at least keeping their 200,000 Bitcoin. It's pretty big. Other countries are talking about it, from Brazil, the Czech Republic, Japan, Argentina. Like, there's all kinds of stuff going on, okay? This is the shot heard around the financial world. The USA literally did it, man. He goes on, Bitcoin and shitcoins now officially separating U.S. government policy. So the Bitcoin strategic reserve is one thing. Then there's a digital asset stockpile, which they will never use money. They will never add to except through civil asset forfeitures and criminal proceedings and stuff like when they catch hackers and stuff like that. They'll take whatever altcoins they have and dump them in a digital stockpile. So not that big of a deal for altcoins. Bessent, Treasury Secretary, Lutnick, Commerce Secretary, authorized to develop budget-neutral strategies for further acquisition. Now, this is something that did nobody read this? I don't know. Apparently not. So this is basically giving the green light to the Treasury Secretary and to the Commerce Secretary to find creative ways to buy more Bitcoin as long as it's not going to cost taxpayers any money. So how could they do that? Well, they could sell other strategic reserve holdings. They have $800 billion or something worth of gold. What if they sold just 1% of their gold and bought Bitcoin with it? That would be significant. What if they sold some of the grain stockpiles for it? That could be interesting. There's other things they can do too, and we're going to discuss that in a moment, but still pretty big. Pretty big stuff. Alex Crurian here says news is bullish long term. News is more than priced in the short term. News is as good as the market should have hoped for. Bitcoin dominance is done for a while. SBR put carrot is gone. Equity correlation to increase. Yes. Yes, of course, we're still following the equity markets very closely, which is the problem we have right now. Some traders got extremely bearish on news. SBR is not a catalyst for a major drop. The fast drop in news is leverage driven. News shorts have already largely unwound. Matt Hoogan from Bitwise, impacts Bitcoin strategic reserve, dramatically reduces the likelihood the U.S. government will someday ban Bitcoin. Of course. Plus, it also takes that Bitcoin out of circulation and removes the sell pressure. That 200,000 Bitcoin, and some of it may get returned to Bitfinex at some point. That's a different story. But anyway, that Bitcoin right there is not going to be like insta-dumped on the market. We don't have to worry about, these big Fed sell-offs anymore. They're not going to happen. Great. Dramatically increases the likelihood other nations will establish Bitcoin reserves. Yes, absolutely. Accelerates the speed at which other nations will consider establishing Bitcoin reserves because it creates a short-term window for nations to front-run potential additional buying by the U.S. Yes. Yes, the big game theory's on, guys. It doesn't take a lot of other countries to make a move into the space for big things, for prices to move in a major way. Makes it much harder for institutions from national account advisor platforms to quasi-governmental agencies like the IMF to position Bitcoin as somehow dangerous or inappropriate to hold. True. This just changes the game entirely. Literally, it's a reserve asset of the United States now, much like gold. Ryan here from Bitwise as well said, the end game was never the U.S. government buys all the world's Bitcoin. A U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve means other countries buy. Wealth managers have no excuse. Financial institutions have no excuse. Pensions and endowments have no excuse. Fear of the U.S. selling is gone. The U.S. led more likely to be more. All this kind of stuff, guys. It's big stuff. David Bailey here saying some other ways that there could be budget neutral Bitcoin buys. $800 billion from the gold certificate revaluation, right? Just from the revaluation. $160 billion from selling SDRs. So special drawing rights. Anyway, and 39 billion surplus from ESF. I don't know what that is. But anyway, there are ways. There are other mechanisms that can be used to increase America's Bitcoin holdings, and that's what they're looking at, okay? Celopera looks more and more like a left translated cycle. We have to at least consider that the cycle top is already in. I sold it all in January and didn't look back. Good for you, man. Good for you. Sometimes it's better just to take the profits and run. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So, I mean, you're going to be sleeping better at night, aren't you? Not having to worry like, oh shit, are we really going to correlate with the global M2 money supply, or is this going to be like a big recession coming and we're all going to be fucked for 2 years? And well, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know. So sometimes selling is the most relieving thing you can do. I have rarely regretted selling any cryptocurrencies, let me tell you that. But maybe it was left translated cycle. It's all over already. This is the worst cycle ever with think about this. The USA just made Bitcoin strategic Bitcoin reserve. China's probably going to do it. BlackRock and all these institutions have been buying Bitcoin, all this sort of all the stuff we talk about here all the time. Emirates Bank just announced they're going to start selling Bitcoin to their customers, all this kind of stuff. All this happened, and the best Bitcoin could do was get 40% over its previous all-time highs. That's it. If that's the case, well, shit. Find something. I'm going to start an e-com business. That's what I'm going to do. Cryptos are. David Sachs says the U.S. will not sell any Bitcoin deposit in the reserve. At least kept as a store of value, much like a digital Fort Knox. Also, we have Texas today. Their strategic Bitcoin reserve bill passed through the Senate. Still needs to go through their House and be signed off by the governor, but it's a positive move in the right direction. 8th biggest economy in the world if it was its own country. That'd be like Italy or France or India establishing a Bitcoin reserve. Think about that. Okay, big deal. Big deal. Rumors running around, too, that Donald Trump will announce that taxes can be paid in Bitcoin. And the person paying the taxes will face 0% capital gains tax on those payments. That would be massive if true. That'd be massive if true. Now, there's been a lot of rumor that there will be no tax on U.S.-made crypto coins, or maybe it'll just be Bitcoin, or be interesting, too. So there's a lot of moving parts here. We'll see, of course, at the Crypto Summit, which is coming up in just a few hours later today. It'll be nighttime, my time, but we'll see what the results of that are going to be in the morning. I guess I'll wake up and have a look at the charts and see how you guys all react to that. Hey, guys, by the way, if you're trading, okay, you're longing, you're shorting, you want some spot buys, whatever it might be, because there's always money to be made in this market. Regardless of the market conditions, you can short when on rallies, catch pumps, whatever it might be. You can do that over in BitUnix. Best place to be trading crypto coins. No KYC, no VPN, no BS. Just use the link down below. Get signed up. Get your free bonuses. You get $10 when you start your account. Just a little welcoming gift to help you, make a trade on there. See what you want to do. Deposit rewards 20% up to $400. So you deposit $1,000, get $200 back. Up to $2,000 in trading rewards. So if you actually start doing some trading over here, some big money you put back in your pocket as well. So go check it out. Link down below. Okay, it's available to everyone. No KYC, no VPN. Just go check it out. Link down below. Thank you very much. So the problem right now, all this good news, we're running out of narratives, so to speak. I guess when the U.S. starts selling some gold for Bitcoin, that'll be a positive narrative. China comes out and, announces a strategic Bitcoin reserve. That's a positive narrative. We'll probably sell off on that. Oh, China's going to hold on to their Bitcoin too. Better sell that. Yeah, fuck. Altcoin ETFs are coming, but altcoin ETFs are coming at a very rough time in the market. Demand's very, very low for these products right now. So altcoin ETFs will probably be a bit of a flop when they come out, unless we see market sentiment starting to turn around. And maybe those are a catalyst for market sentiment turnaround, but we'll see. So there's narratives, right? But this was one of the big ones, and now it's here, and it has great long-term impact, especially if Howard Lutnick and the Treasury Secretary of State, they find out interesting, creative ways to start filling up that little Bitcoin stash they got there, which they could. Anyway, equity markets remain a real risk right now for cryptocurrency markets. S&P 500 bounced yesterday off of the 200-day exponential moving average, 20-day and 50-day EMAs both trending down. MACD in a bearish trend here. That can all reverse relatively quickly. Maybe we bounce from here, but tariff fears and growth scare fears have definitely weighed pretty heavy on the equity markets. And that is the biggest risk for us right now. Recession is coming. Maybe. I've been hearing recessions coming nonstop for the past 4 years, and we never really got an official recession. And basically in 2022, we had a mini recession, if you count, actual facts versus what the government said. And functionally, a lot of Americans have been feeling like they're in a recession for the last year anyway. Now, here's the interesting thing. As Trump gets the rates lower, right, which hopefully what they've been doing with the bond market, they've been smashing the bond market down, they've been weakening the dollar. These are all things designed to push things in a certain direction. Now that's going to free up the housing market. People start buying houses again when interest rates come down. People are waiting for that. Okay, so interest rates come down and things can pop off. Okay. We are in a bear market, guys. Why don't you listen? Essentially for altcoins in a bear market, the question you have to ask yourself is this just standard bullshit that happens in a bigger cycle? Right? Look back in 2024, mid-year, most of the altcoins did the same thing, and then they went on to, surge higher at the end of the year. The question you have to ask yourself is this the bear market, or is this just a temporary bearish phase within a wider market cycle? A lot of things will be pointing to the market cycle will kick off again in the not so distant future. Again, dollar falling, rates falling, home sales probably going to start rising soon. Employment hopefully starts bouncing back. Inflation hopefully comes down. Rate cuts hopefully come. We have 3 rate cuts priced in for this year. All this kind of stuff. Germany's printing $500 billion. China just announced they're printing a few $100 billion. Like, big things are happening liquidity-wise in the world right now that would generally favor risk assets. It's nerdy bullshit, but generally that's how you would like to think of it. So altcoins obviously in a brutal downtrend right now. Some of them are potentially finding bottoms, but if the equity markets keep dumping, then how low can you go? That becomes the question, I suppose. Bitcoin so far, relatively standard kind of market correction. The question is, if we start losing the 200-day here, then it's not good. Now, you can look at this here for a tiny bit of hopium that ever since the main portion of the sell-off back here on February 28th, okay, look at these candles. Big sell-offs have been getting gobbled up. Same here and even same today. Okay, so big sell-offs have been getting gobbled up. The question is, we need to get back above some of these key lines right here. Okay, back into the range. So back above $92,000 with actual daily candle closes within the range. Ideally back above $98,000. And that's when things really kick off here for Bitcoin. Until then, hold on to your butts, okay? Oh boy, we got a lot to get through. We got to keep going. Okay. Deja vu all over again. This is a charting guy sharing zero hedge chart. Tariffs 2.0 from Trump. Okay, you can see this is the S&P 500 right here. You can see dumping down into tariffs, then bouncing back March, April, May. Let's see if that can happen again. The problem is last time Trump did tariffs, the stock markets kept grinding up, but crypto markets just went down, 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 down. Yeah. Global bond markets are seeing some massive dysfunction right now, meaning that we're going to have to see a lot of crazy happening here pretty soon, okay? A lot of crazy happening. There's a lot of dysfunction going on right now in the global markets, which is a risk, but also likely a tailwind for risk assets because all these governments are going to have to start printing money in massive ways. The USA probably going to be the last ones to hold out and not print money because they'll have to only do it when a crisis comes. All these other countries, have their backs a bit more against the wall. This is a great chart here from Merlin Trader. Bitcoin signal is flashing. M2 money supply just crossed above the 100-day exponential moving average. The last two times this happened was spring 2016. Bitcoin surged by 4,000%. Spring 2020, Bitcoin soared by 1,500%. Spring 2025 is another explosion coming. Well, we know, we've been talking about this. M2 money supply has been going up, and it's likely to go up for the rest of 2025 and into 2026. So again, we come back to the conversation around bear market, bull market. The question you have to ask yourself is, do you believe the recession's coming imminently, like next few weeks? There's going to be some giant financial crisis. Do you believe that we're not going to correlate with the falling dollar index, with the growing M2 money supply, all these sorts of things? You know, it's, again, short-term bearish situation for altcoins for sure. Bitcoin still within the realm of reason. Now, if we keep breaking further down, that starts to invalidate certain theses here. But until then, carry on. Now, interesting, similar situation here for Solana as well. You can see dips being continually bought up, a bit of an uptrend starting here. Now, that's a very loose one right now, could easily get washed out pretty with just one big fat candle down here, which any sort of scare in the markets can easily do that. So far, though, we are seeing all these dips being bought up under 140 bucks, which is pretty gosh darn interesting to be seeing here. And we are getting higher lows starting to form here. Very weak MACD bull trend right now, but a bull trend nevertheless. So that's interesting. XRP, similar situation, getting higher lows. Strong moves down are being pretty consistently bought up so far. Okay, this is the total three. This is all the crypto coins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, currently sitting above the 200-day EMA, which good, nice to see. Attempting to get it back above the 20-day EMA here. It keeps getting rejected the last 3-4 days. Currently sitting on the downtrend line as well. So make or break level there for it. Obviously, you don't want to see that fall below this orange box right here. That's probably a bad confirmation, let's say. Hey, we got an ETF filing for SUI. That's going to be just a flood of altcoin ETFs coming this year. It's going to be absolutely crazy. And not for all the altcoins, but right up at the top, right? Right up at the top. So let's see. Let's see how we go, of course. But the top 50 coins, probably half of them are going to have altcoin and ETFs. They also got a partnership with World Liberty Fi, which is pretty cool. World Liberty Fi will include SUI in their strategic token reserve designed to bolster leading Web3 projects. Great. Not a huge reaction from either of those things in the market right now for SUI. Still trading under the 200-day EMA, still trading under the 20-day EMA. Potential bull cross here on the MACD coming. RSI breaking out a little bit beyond the control line here as well. So that's interesting. But what I really want to see, of course, is a reclaim of these two key moving averages in particular, the 20-day for shorter term momentum and the 200-day for more of sort of less bearish vibes, let's say, okay? Litecoin, my Litecoin trade's struggling right now, man. MACD daily, strong downtrend still in effect. RSI still relatively low by comparison here. It is holding above the 200-day EMA right now, which is nice, but way too far away from the 50 and 20-day EMAs, which I do not like. So still basically looking at the ETF trade on this. So let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. Aptos here as well, trying to reclaim the 20-day EMA. See, not all the charts are totally cooked. But again, any sort of equity scares and all this stuff just starts going back down. But we are seeing the potential for recovery on some charts here. Okay, Aptos has been doing pretty okay, relatively so far. Again, everything's still very much susceptible to further market crashes. But okay, so far so good. Let's see if we can reclaim the 20-day here and actually get back above the 50-day around, let's say, $7. And that would probably be a good momentum shift here for it. Movement Labs, the one that World Liberty Fi has been buying like millions and millions of dollars worth. Their mainnet's launching in just a few days. Okay, retaking the 20-day EMA currently. But, you know, again, the 20-day EMA, it's one of those lines, man. It's one of those lines. You'll see multiple rejections happen. Look, ever since we lost the first time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rejections so far. So we want to see a strong daily candle close and actually build some momentum above the 20-day EMA. That could signal a much more positive movement here for the for the markets. Okay. Okay. Gosh darn. A lot of stuff to talk about as always. Let's cap up, guys. Got some Voss. Remember to hydrate. Okay, everybody. Water's fantastic. Lark, are you planning on doing a show video tomorrow to discuss the results of today's summit? No, probably not. I mean, if it's something really big, I feel like this was the big news, and obviously the market's like, oh, fuck the big news. Yeah, the market was going to sell anything that Trump could have announced. The market was going to sell off. This was always going to be like, anyway, whatever. So, besides the point. Are you planning to do a show tomorrow? No, I'm not. I'm taking the weekend off. So there you go. Dude, the exhaustion is showing in your voice. You know, some days are better than others, my dude. It doesn't necessarily depend on the market. It depends on how many videos I'm recording, or you know, just whatever else is. How much sleep did I get last night? Life as a dad, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not. It's fine. Crypto's doing what crypto's gonna do, man. It's all good. Yep, seeing all this news would make you think that price should be $200,000. You'd think so. But here we are, under $90,000, trending downwards. Yeah, worth pointing out, as I've been saying for many, many days here, that the crypto market, basically all the coins right now are in a downtrend. Some of them are currently attempting to reverse the downtrends, at least for a short-term catalyst. I still think there's a narrative around global M2 going up, dollar falling, all that kind of stuff that could see crypto markets pump into the end of March, April, May, before the inevitable summer lull and shit goes down again for one reason or another. The only problem with that is that if equity scares continue to be too much, there's no way that crypto outperforms dramatically while equity markets are getting their asses handed to them. Okay? Just FYI. May all memes go to zero. Lark, have you come across My Lovely Planet game? I've not. I've heard about it. I've seen it mentioned once or twice somewhere, but I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with that. Belarus, South Korea, Japan, and a lot of countries stacking. I heard Japan was talking about it. I have no idea about Belarus or South Korea. I know South Korea was looking to introduce a Bitcoin ETF, but anyway, that has not happened yet. Wash the hat, you guys. There's actually a hole up here. It's not dirty. Hat's doing okay. It's not too dirty. Oh, interesting. Do you think that Ripple would be able to pay off the $125 million SEC fine with XRP? You know, Brad Garlic House would definitely be in on that if they could do that. That'd be massive. Yes, I said Brad Garlic House. It's hilarious. Just deal with it. Look, if the Ripple guys could actually pay off their fine using XRP, that'd actually be really cool. Will they be allowed to do that? I have no idea, but it'd be pretty cool if they did. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, this hat. Nobody's talking about whiff. Should I wash the hat or the hat stays on? It's like I said, man, they took that bag. The dog still got the hat on, but they took the dog out back and shot it, man. It's over for a while for a lot of these meme coins. Meme coins require extreme risk attitudes in the market, and some can do well. Like we've had a few launches over on Avalanche that have done well, for example. But generally, I think a lot of the market got very jaded with meme coins, especially when all the crime was exposed. It's so gross, man. Just how many people fucking rug pulled meme coins. It's unreal. Unreal. Every celebrity, all kinds of people, even people who, you know, get out there every day and like, we're like the best people in whatever. And then they rug pull and like, fuck, man. Like, just, there's a reason why I never launched a damn meme coin, guys, because all it would be is extractive. Okay. What the fuck? There's no reason for that. No reason for all these, you know, celebrity coins and shit like this. Just taking money from your pocket and putting it into that person's pocket. You know, I prefer investments with actual technology. Do all my technology investments always work out? No, far from it. And I'm not anti-meme coin either. I like some memes. It's fine, but I just keep it real. 99.9% of them were absolute total garbage. Anyway, continuing. How long you been doing crypto? It's 2017. No memes, never again by H-bar. You know, this is the thing, is how many people lost like everything in memes chasing the dream when they could have just bought top 50 coins. I know it's boring, right? And hold them for a year or whatever, 2 years. And you're probably going to do pretty okay. Instead of losing 99.9% of your money, you might make 5 to 10x. It's not bad, is it? All markets are up. We're all going to be super duper rich. Well, not yet. Not yet. Like I said, the S&P 500 just bouncing off of key support at 200-day EMA. Goldman Sachs stated a recession is very, very unlikely. Everyone thinks they should get rich after a week in the market. That's also true, man. People also have wild expectations of what should happen in a few days and have a hard time riding out the volatility. And again, maybe I'll be totally wrong, but I really think that if this was the best this market say, if that was the top, not a local top, obviously a local top. We talked about this before that even happened. I said, guys, we're probably going to rise up to 100K, have some kind of consolidation period. Then we'll, once we break out of that, rise up to 150K, have some kind of consolidation period. And then maybe if we get a final run, we break out to the big number of 200, 250K and have some kind of end to the market cycle. So going according to plan so far, see how it keeps playing out, of course. Obviously, if recession risks rise, if GDP data really does tank as it was predicted to have done, if jobs reports start getting worse, unemployment rises, inflation rises, there's a lot of things that can derail that very, very quickly. And you can't predict financial markets months in advance. You can have frameworks and theses about how things play out, but you have to stay reactive to the changing conditions on the ground. Okay, continuing. Garlic bread in the house. Hilarious. All right. Crypto stinks like a goblin town bar at the moment. It kind of does. Especially altcoins, especially meme coins. Holy shit. Mara, Marathon Digital Stock. I own a little bit of that. It's currently down like, I don't know, something. But I think long-term it does well. It's a bullish company. I think they've been doing a lot of the good stuff in terms of being a Bitcoin miner company, and they've got big Bitcoin holdings and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of like it. This ain't the top lark. I don't think it is either. But I understand why people are saying what they're saying. I understand the fear in the market. I understand what the narratives are around that. I get it. And if macroeconomic conditions worsen dramatically, or if there is a financial crisis, then yeah, things could be over for a lot longer than you think it is. But if things don't get dramatically worse, if this is just a growth scare, and again, there's that statistic that, what was it, that the market was as scared after a 3% drop in the S&P 500, the fear ratings were as high as the bottoms of the last 3 bear markets, the bottoms of the last 3 bear markets. Irrational fear coming into the markets. You can say it's rational fear, and then people just act irrationally. And you're like, but you're acting irrationally. Doesn't matter. Anyway, continuing. Clark, any chance for Solana to grow? I think so. I think Solana's got a great chance to do well. Why wouldn't it? It's still, even at this point, even after all the meme coin bullshit's largely finished, you still have DEX volumes just on Solana doing as much as Ethereum and all the Ethereum layer 2s combined. So that's interesting, isn't it? Hey, sell all of your ETH for Solana. Why not diversify with the top coins? Well, I did sell all of my ETH for Solana, but it's a small position. I already taken some Solana off the table at different phases, or some ETH off the table at different phases. So holding what I have left in Solana now, it's fine. I kind of like Solana a little more, but I've got most of my money at this point in crypto concentrated in like blockchains, Aptos, Say, Movement Labs, Avalanche, Sonic, stuff like this. Less of the far extreme risk stuff. China releasing the largest stimulus in 100 years. Yes. Yes. I agree. I agree. Look, all this big macroeconomic shit that's going on, it's all moving us relatively in the right direction. Some of it's moving in the wrong direction. The tariff fears, the inflation fears, right? But then you have Germany, $500 billion stimulus, China's biggest stimulus in 100 years. I mean, and that's after multiple stimulus packages already. A lot of countries from Australia, New Zealand, Japan, all these countries are going to be forced to start making a lot of hard decisions economically, which is probably going to be a massive tide of global liquidity coming in. Okay. It's always darkest before the dawn. Amen to that. Do you think a chance there's no alt season? Look, I think probably you want to reframe to an extent your vision of alt season. This sort of moment where we have all the coins just blasting up wildly. That's probably still going to come to some extent, but not all your coins are going to perform at the same time. Not all of them are going to have the same kind of gains. And we can see the market is going to choose certain narratives over others. Like USA made coins might be some of the biggest performers this cycle. You know, some of their like Dino coins, man, like Cardano and shit. Like, and again, Lark, don't shit on Cardano again. Look, I like Charles. I like Cardano. I made a lot of money off it. But you got to look at the real reality of it's worth like $40 billion or whatever. And it's got terrible on-chain metrics by almost every single account. DEX volumes, daily revenue for apps, and all that kind of stuff is like shockingly bad. Would be bad for a cryptocurrency that's got $1 billion valuation, let alone one that's got a $40 billion valuation, but it doesn't matter. It's got the narrative. People like it. It's on Coinbase. It's a USA coin. They got Charles, all that kind of stuff. So there's going to be certain coins that do better than others. Look for teams that are delivering. Look for teams like Hyperliquid guy. Those guys, I don't have any Hyperliquid. Those guys deliver hardcore. They're a team that pushes it. They're a team that delivers a lot. Look for teams that deliver. Look for teams that do what they say. Look for good token metrics, strong buyback narratives, stuff like that, strong adoption narratives. That's why I like Say. That's why I like Sui. That's why I like what Movement Labs is doing. All this kind of stuff. Lots of strong adoption. That's why I like what Sonic's doing right now. Metrics are off the charts, especially compared to the market cap. Avalanche, there's so much stuff happening over there. So at some point, these metrics might matter a lot more than they have with all this kind of meme coin player versus player bullshit going on. Real world asset coins, still probably one of the biggest narratives of the cycle. Definitely something to watch out for. Will you sell all your Bitcoin or keep some of it after the bull cycle? My general thought is that for Bitcoin right now, I don't have a plan on selling it, but if it gets up to 250K plus, like really crazy, I might sell some of it. Maybe not all of it, but definitely some of it, and then rebuy in the bear market because it will still go down massively, of course, like everything else when we have a big risk off event in the market, which I don't think this is it necessarily yet. Maybe it is, and I'm wrong, and I'll lose all my money again. C'est la vie, won't be the first time, but I think that the big signal here from all the noise that's going on, the big signal, the global M2, the dollar index, the price of oil, what's going on in the bottom, this is all like the bigger signal here that's going to show that risk assets probably have more room to run this year. ETH is cooked. Yeah, man. ETH, abusive relationship, man. Look, and it's probably gonna still pump up to like 10K this cycle, but yeah. Anyway, Bram, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. I bet you it's all gonna crash to zero. Yeah, it usually does. Lark, if you had some dry powder for today, what would you bet on? For me personally, I'm really, really trying to resist adding any new positions. If anything, I want to cut more of the positions that I currently have to add more to positions that I already have. I've have too many coins, and it's led to not being able to pay attention to everything that's going on, essentially. So cut back on some positions and double down on the ones that I already have. And that would be what I would do if I was adding more. Today, it would just be keep doubling down on existing positions. More manageable. Like, really, guys, you got to think about this. Like, you don't need to have 50 coins. 5, 10 coins, probably more than enough. A couple different narratives, maybe Because when everything pumps, and not everything's going to pump equally, but if you get enough winners of your 10 coins, if 8 of them do really well in a big sort of risk on season, then that's enough. You don't need to have 20 of them. You can just have 5 or 6, 7, 8 of them, whatever. And you'll be able to watch the charts, keep a better eye on them, all that kind of, and manage your positions a lot better by having fewer coins. The macro says we're going down. We have several indicators that say the top is in. I thought Bitcoin had one more leg, but nope. Macro says nope. Well, there are a lot of conflicting macro signals. Angelique, I'd say, what do you think about the increase in M2? What do you think about the falling dollar? Stuff like this. So there's a lot to like in macro, but also, yeah, there are problems in macro. If we get a big spike in unemployment, if we get a big spike in inflation, but then what if we get interest rate cuts? That's going to be good for the markets as well. So it's a very mixed bag right now. Okay, I think if you want to focus on the ones that only show we're going to go down, then that's what you're going to see. If you want to focus on the ones that only say we're going to go up, then that's what you're going to see. But the reality is, it's a pretty mixed bag. And I wish it was a simpler, like, oh yeah, this is definitely going to be the case. Some of the stronger signals in my mind, stuff like global M2, which is a very long, strong history of very direct correlation to risk asset prices, and that's currently going up. Charles's beard is what keeps ADA stable to the dollar. Amen to that. It's not allowed. You got to tell Charles you're not allowed to cut the beard, man. It's over for Cardano if you ever cut the beard again. You're not right. Hey, look, Stanza, don't take what I say about Cardano as some kind of attack, man. I have all criticisms of all my coins. Okay, ask me which coin of mine you want to shit on. You want me to shit on? I can do that because every coin deserves a lot of criticism. Okay, look, I know everybody, particularly Cardano holders, tend to get very triggered whenever I say the facts here, but they are true. And yeah, ETH has absolutely had a shit run. For the price charts have been crap. The fees are redonkulous. The layer 2s are largely parasitic. It's got all kinds of problems. We talk about that all the time here on the channel. Okay, Solana's got its issues too. It became the epicenter for crime. The network goes off sometimes. Other things. Okay, so look, if you can't have an honest conversation about your coin, you should be happy. You should be happy, man. It doesn't matter. This is the thing, is the things I say about Cardano are true. The app revenue volume is abysmally low. The daily on-chain transactions are abysmally low. The daily DEX volume is abysmally low. Like, it wouldn't even be good for a coin that has $1 billion market cap, let alone a $40 billion market cap. But none of that shit matters because it's got a cult-like following. So be happy. Don't worry about the facts. The facts don't matter, apparently. Be happy that you're invested in a coin that's got a cult-like following, that trades on irrational speculation and hype and narrative versus underlying fundamentals of the blockchain. I know that sounds controversial to a lot of people, but that's the truth. And the funny thing with crypto is that there'll be blockchains that have all the great fundamentals and get a fraction of the attention. One or two more here, guys. We'll finish up for today. Have you sold your jute bag? Not yet. I got the genius idea to unstake my jute at the same time everybody else did. Shit. It was probably, when's it? I think I got 2 weeks left or something till it's unstaked. 30-day unstaking period, right? My guess is there's going to be a hell of a lot of sell pressure coming up pretty soon, because a lot of people will have seen everything that was going on with Meteora and stuff and just left a bad taste in their mouth, right? So I think you're going to see a lot of sell pressure coming up on Jupe in the next sort of week and a half, 2 weeks, as all those people do get unstaked and rush for the exits. I will be a little more patient personally. I hope that'll work out. I think the buybacks starting to come in will at some point have some impact, in that you'll see when risk attitudes turn on, something like Jupiter is probably well positioned to do pretty well personally. So I'm not desperate to sell, but at the same time, I would like to look for a selling opportunity. Let's put it that way. Crypto Expo Dubai worth attending? I have no idea, but I will be going to Token 2049. So maybe at Token 2049 can see me, come say hi. Will you move back to the USA now, or are you still on the run? Well, I have no plans on going back to live in the USA. I haven't lived there since I was, last time I lived in the States was 21, something. I think it's 21. This when I was living in Hawaii. I'm from New Zealand. I lived in New Zealand. New Zealand's my home. It's my country of citizenship, and I have no plans on moving back to the United States. No shade on America, just as other places. Big world, man. Big world. Lots of stuff going on out there, guys. A lot of things I like about the USA. I like visiting, but I have no intention on moving back at this stage of my life. Lark, we need a Lark token. No, we do not. We absolutely do not need a Lark token. I would not do that to you guys. It'd just be fucked up. You know, all these people launching their fucking tokens in their names. Just, no, we don't. That's what we don't need more of. You know, if I was to ever actually launch a crypto token of some kind, it would be like a perpetual, like a decentralized exchange or something like that, with some really aggressive, positive, community-focused tokenomics. You know, we're going to have dividends paid back to token holders. We're going to have strong buyback mechanisms, stuff like that, you know, like something that really incentivizes the community. Huge airdrop. Most of the coins go to the airdrop, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, that would be the main point. They get no attention because people like you are out here hyping up shit coins instead of giving them the spotlight. I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to here, Tony, but you know, we talk about all kinds of different cryptocurrencies here across a variety of risk spectrums. We talk about Bitcoin primarily, and as well as the sort of the main cryptocurrencies, Solana, Ethereum, stuff like that. And everybody's got very strong opinions and sort of tribalistic mentalities on a wide variety of these cryptocurrencies. I'm much more agnostic to, I really don't care what you guys buy or make money on. Have fun. But you have to understand the risk spectrums involved. And I think a lot of people don't understand the risk spectrums involved. They look at buying Bitcoin or Solana having the same risk as buying, you know, dog coming Ucoin number 72. And it's just not the case. You know, you can't really look at those the same. But a lot of people, new people come in and think, oh, just because it's a crypto token, it must be okay. And they don't understand the risk profile. What they're investing in is basically like the equivalent of going down a dark alley full of, you know, drug addicts and like rapists and murderers and expecting nothing's going to happen to them. Like, well, you might get through and grab that bag of money down the alleyway, but you might also not grab the bag of money down the alleyway and not make it back out. Whereas buying Bitcoin is more like buying digital gold. It's pretty non-controversial. Right. And buying some of these other big blockchains are more like buying some kind of tech stocks. And I know it's not an exact analogy for a variety of reasons, but it's more of a way to think about it. Well, but a lot of people don't understand or think about the risks. So anyway, rant over. I think we're up to 40 minutes now, guys. I keep telling myself I'm going to keep these damn streams 30 minutes. Then we get just carried away. Having a good time. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you back on Monday for the next live stream. We'll see what the Crypto Summit comes out with later today. If it's something really big and crazy, I might make a video for you guys. Otherwise, I got some pretty fun videos for you come out over the weekend anyway. So I hope you check those out. And I'll see you back next time. Peace.